Billions of fast food burgers are sold every single year. Fast food burger chains serve hundreds of millions of customers daily. Most people assume it's simple: beef, bread, and a few condiments. The reality, according to food scientists, is considerably more complex. A single fast food burger draws from multiple industrial supply chains. Each component carries its own ingredient list, longer than most people expect. Fast food chains are legally required to disclose their ingredients. A typical fast food burger contains 30 to 60 distinct substances. Food scientists describe fast food as a product of industrial optimization. We're looking at the future of flavor and efficiency. Let's start at the beginning, the beef. Fast food beef begins at large-scale commercial feedlots. Feedlot cattle eat primarily corn and soy, not the grass they evolved to eat. Studies confirm grass-fed beef contains more omega-3 fatty acids than grain-fed beef. Fast food chains typically use lower-value beef trim from processing facilities.
Trim from multiple animals is combined, ground, and formed into uniform patties.
Research notes a single patty can contain material from hundreds of animals. Multi-source blending increases complexity for food safety management. The USDA recommends cooking ground beef to 71 degrees Celsius to reduce pathogens. Some fast food beef previously contained finely textured beef treated with ammonium hydroxide. The practice was USDA approved, but largely unknown to consumers until 2012. Today, most chains state their patties contain only beef, but commercial beef still means multi-source blending and industrial grinding. Some chains announce grass-fed or never antibiotic sourcing commitments. About 70% of medically important U.S. antibiotics are sold for livestock use. A standard fast food patty contains 350 to 500 milligrams of sodium before any toppings. Roughly 40 to 50% of fat in a fast food patty is saturated fat. Researchers emphasize that dietary pattern matters more than any individual ingredient. Now we turn to the most engineered component, the bun. The fast food bun looks simple, but it is not. A commercial fast food bun typically contains 15 to 25 individual ingredients.
Diatom is a dough conditioner that strengthens gluten for rapid industrial production.
Industrial bread production compresses traditional fermentation from hours into minutes. Azodicarbonamide is approved in the US, but banned in the European Union. Food safety standards are not globally uniform, even for widely used additives. Calcium propionate inhibits mold, allowing buns to last days without refrigeration. Some research has examined potential behavioral effects of calcium propionate in children. Fast food buns are a high glycemic food. They raise blood glucose quickly. Check it out on the glycemic index. High fructose corn syrup in the bun adds to your total daily added sugar intake. A complete fast food meal can substantially exceed the WHO's daily added sugar limits. Sesame was added to the US major allergen list in 2023. Standard fast food buns provide minimal fiber and minimal micronutrients. Artisan whole grain buns contain significantly more fiber. A single facility may produce millions of buns per day for distribution.
Fast food buns are engineered for supply chain durability and a not nutritional density.
Next, the sauces dar, often overlooked, but significant in additive load and sodium. A typical fast food special sauce contains 10 to 15 distinct ingredients. Sauce ingredients include seed oils, egg yolk solids, distilled vinegar, modified food starch, xanthan gum. Xanthan gum gives fast food sauces their smooth, consistent texture. Each condiment can contribute 100 to 200 milligrams of sodium per serving. One large fast food burger can contain 800 to 1,300 milligrams of sodium. High sodium intake is one of the most documented dietary risk factors in cardiovascular research. Commercial pickles may contain yellow dye number 5 for consistent bright color. The EU require a warning label for tartrazine. The FDA approves it at current use levels. The fast food cheese slice is a processed cheese product, not natural cheese. Emulsifying salts allow fats and proteins to mix uniformly calm and add more sodium. Regulatory agencies distinguish natural cheese from processed cheese products because they are not equivalent. Processed cheese is engineered for identical melt performance across thousands of locations. Vegetables are among the least processed components of a fast food burger.
Commercial lettuce is chlorine washed for food safety, then packed in modified atmosphere packaging.
The characteristic fast food burger taste is significantly the result of flavor chemistry. The term natural flavors can represent dozens of proprietary chemical compounds. Flavor scientists replicate and enhance cooked beef aroma compounds for food manufacturers. The global food flavoring industry generates tens of billions of dollars in annual revenue. Natural and artificial flavor compounds can activate the same taste receptors identically.
Multiple burger components each carry their own flavor compounds in down. Their effects are cumulative.
Salt, fat, and sugar together produce stronger brain reward responses than any single element. Hyperpalatable foods are associated with faster eating and reduced satiety signaling. A 2019 analysis found roughly 62% of US packaged foods meet hyperpalatability criteria. Many fast food additives are approved under the FDA's GRAS framework. A 2013 study found none of the GRAS panels reviewed were free of potential conflicts of interest. The presence of an additive in food does not guarantee comprehensive independent safety review. Carrageenan is a natural seaweed extract of whole, but some research raises questions about gut inflammation. Fast food's complexity reflects engineering for affordability, shelf stability, and palatability at global scale. High-heat cooking produces additional chemistry, some of it actively studied by researchers. Heterocyclic amines form when amino acids react at high temperatures during cooking. The IARC classifies certain HCAs as probable or possible human carcinogens. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons can also form when fat drips onto a heat source. Flat-top grills reduce, but do not eliminate PAH formation compared to flame grilling. Advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, form in grilled and fried foods at high heat. Grilled fast food patties measure among the highest dietary sources of AGEs. Burgers held in warming packaging continue undergoing chemical reactions after cooking. Frying oils share the oxidation chemistry relevant to cooking-associated compounds in burgers. A burger and fries meal combines multiple cooking-associated compounds simultaneously. Most people consume complete fast food meals poning, not individual components studied in isolation. Nutrition researchers emphasize that frequency of consumption matters more than any single meal. A substantial body of research has examined fast food frequency and health outcomes. A 2012 Lancet study linked eating fast food twice per week to higher insulin resistance risk. A 37-country review found fast food frequency associated with higher obesity rates globally. Geographic correlations between fast food density and obesity are strong at the population level. A 2019 NIH randomized trial found ultra-processed diet participants ate 500 more calories daily.
Researchers linked excess intake to faster eating speed and reduced satiety signaling.
A Singapore cohort study linked fast food 4 times per week to higher coronary disease mortality. Associations involve sodium affecting blood pressure and refined carbohydrates affecting lipid profiles. A 2022 systematic review found links between ultra-processed food intake and depression risk. Diets high in refined carbohydrates and additives may reduce gut microbiome diversity. A 2015 Nature study found emulsifiers altered gut microbiome composition in animal models.
Whether food additives compromise intestinal barrier function in humans remains under active research.
Most fast food health research is epidemiological. It documents associations, not proven causation.
Researchers note the evidence consistently points in the same direction across multiple study types.
Studies link frequent fast food in childhood to higher rates of obesity and micronutrient deficiency. Fast food chains spend hundreds of millions annually on marketing directed at children. The UK, Chile, and Mexico have implemented restrictions on junk food advertising to children. Fast food restaurants are disproportionately concentrated in lower-income neighborhoods. Studies consistently link lower neighborhood income, higher fast food density, and higher disease rates. Reducing fast food density alone does not improve outcomes without accessible, nutritious alternatives. The fast food industry has made public commitments to nutritional improvement over 2 decades. Calorie labeling has been required in the US since 2018 par, but its impact on behavior is mixed. Sodium reduction commitments have produced modest results, any. Overall levels remain high. A 2021 nutrients review found voluntary sodium commitments consistently fell short of targets. Sodium functions as flavor enhancer, preservative, and texture modifier dough, making reduction genuinely difficult. Reformulations often replace one additive with another, not necessarily a nutritional improvement. Industry-funded nutrition studies are more likely to produce company-favorable results.
A 2007 PLOS Medicine review found industry-funded studies were 4 to 8 times more favorable to sponsors.
The concern is with study design choices, not necessarily deliberate fraud, but systematic bias.
Nutritional information availability and its salience at the point of purchase are not the same thing. Time pressure and sensory environment reduce how often consumers consult available nutritional data. Menu positioning, default portion sizes, and social context influence ordering more than nutritional data.
People consistently overestimate the quality of their own diet when surveyed. Research is examining whether digital ordering with visible nutrition data changes what people order.
The global fast food market generates over $600 billion in annual revenue.
As fast food expands in emerging economies, metabolic disease markers follow within 1 to 2 decades. With that context established, what are the practical implications for you? Within the fast food burger category, there is meaningful nutritional variation. First, fast food chains publish complete nutritional data on their websites and apps. Second, customization can reduce sodium by several hundred milligrams per meal. Third, replacing fries with a side salad reduces calories by 200 to 300 per meal. Fourth, a large sweetened drink contributes 300 to 400 calories, equivalent to a second burger. Fifth, frequency matters more than individual meal composition for long-term health outcomes. The meaningful risk threshold in research appears at multiple fast food meals per week. Research finds people overestimate the time required to prepare basic, nutritious home meals. Simple home meals can often be prepared in 15 to 20 minutes. Access and cost are real constraints. Fast food is cost competitive in many urban areas. For large households, bulk home cooking is typically substantially cheaper than fast food. Access to affordable, nutritious food, the third, not just knowledge, determines dietary quality. Institutional cafeteria design can measurably shift food choices without removing any options.
Studies show repositioning healthy foods increases their selection by 20 to 35%.
Sodium reduction through sauce and cheese modification is the highest impact single change you can make.
Plant-based fast food patties contain processed soy or pea protein, coconut oil, and multiple additives. Plant-based patties often have lower saturated fat, but comparable or higher sodium than beef. Plant-based fast food patties are highly processed products, HON, not equivalent to home-prepared legume patties. Plant-based burgers show documented environmental advantages over conventional beef at scale. The full fast food system footprint includes packaging, cold chain logistics, and waste streams. Research has found PFAS chemicals used in grease-resistant packaging can migrate into food. A 2022 environmental science and technology study confirmed PFAS migration from fast food packaging. Multiple chains have committed to phasing out PFAS packaging, PFAS. Timelines vary by company and market. A fast food burger must be understood as a complete system: supply chain, chemistry, packaging, and marketing. The practical question is not whether to eliminate fast food, but how to make informed decisions within it. Use available nutritional data and evaluate frequency in the context of your overall weekly diet. Implementing even 2 of these 4 changes produces a meaningfully different nutritional outcome. Fast food's primary health risk is displacement, crowding out more nutritionally dense foods. Overall dietary pattern, but not any individual food rule pattern, is what research consistently shows matters most.
A fast food burger is one of the most sophisticated products of industrial food technology.
From feedlot to counter, the distance between raw ingredients and finished product is vast horror, and intentionally invisible. The gap between consumer perception and ingredient reality is not accidental. It is designed. Informed consent in food choice is undermined when complexity is buried in fine print. At Food Uncovered, we apply the available science apart and let you form your own evidence-based view. Eating a fast food burger with knowledge is a different experience than eating one without it. The food system responds, slowly turn, when consumer demand shifts consistently toward less processed options. Consumer demand for ingredient transparency has driven real reformulation activity across food categories. Well-designed policy interventions produce more consistent dietary change than education alone. The elimination of artificial trans fats was achieved through regulation, not voluntary industry action. Front-of-pack warning labels in Chile, Mexico, and Israel meaningfully influence purchasing behavior. Research confirmed Chile's 2016 warning labels reduced purchases and prompted manufacturer reformulation. Fast food burgers are sophisticated industrial products, Understanding this is not alarmism, it is clarity. To summarize, commercial fast food beef, buns, and sauces are each significantly more complex than they appear. Research consistently links frequent fast food consumption to increased metabolic and cardiovascular risk. The most impactful variable is frequency, not the composition of any individual meal. At Food Uncovered, we provide information, not fear. The complexity is understandable with the right knowledge. Coming up, breakfast cereals, energy drinks, artificial sweeteners, each examined with the same evidence-based approach. Subscribe to Food Uncovered for 1 in-depth food investigation per week, built on peer-reviewed research. Thank you for watching. Now you know what is inside it wide and why. Stay curious, stay informed.